listening to the TyePod, hosted by your friendly neighborhood PhD. Well, hi everybody, it's another episode of the TyePod. I'm very excited today to be joined by, many of you know her as Cutie with a Cane, aka Luana. We're going to get into several different things, your experience with disability and some other interesting topics I know that we have in common, with maybe some transportation and medical challenges, things like that. And also, I think we both have some really cool thoughts on other things that are interesting too. So thanks for being on. I'm glad we got to meet up finally online.
I'm really excited.
Yeah,
this is my first podcast.
First time ever, huh?
Ever. Yes.
Awesome. Well, that's really cool that I get to be the first interviewer for you. So so I think first off, I know we were just talking about it a little bit, but is there a song? I know you said that some come to your mind like every day, but what's kind of a current song that's stuck in your mind that you like?
So, like I said, I wake up with a song in my brain every morning, whatever song it is, and it's like my theme for the day. And today it was a Kirk Franklin, I think, song. It's a gospel song, and I don't know the name of it, and I am not a good singer, but it starts off, today's a good day, but there's no sunshine, something about the blue skies. I can't remember.
I know the beat you're talking about, though. I've heard that at some point. Yeah. So you're actually you're a good singer. We got it.
I mean, I could hum.
Yeah, humming works. Humming works. Perfect. Well, that's a good one to start the day with. Yeah. So starting out, I was thinking of having you kind of just talk a little bit about your journey with disability, chronic illness, kind of highlight things that have happened that you want to share with the listener.
Oh. Okay. Well, it started when I was born, but I didn't know that.
Makes sense.
And basically what happened was when I was 30, right before my 30th birthday, I'm going to be 46 next month. Right before my 30th birthday, I got bit by, I think it was a tick, but nobody knew that it was a tick because in Nebraska, if you're not white, then they don't know what a target thing looks like on brown skin. Anyways, it just, from that point on, I started having all the symptoms that I have now, with the being really faint. I would be allergic to stuff that I was never allergic to. I was never, ever allergic to any foods at all whatsoever. And I ended up dying in the back of an ambulance from eating a bite of apple. And from then on, everything else just kept on piling on. And because I'm a researcher, I started researching. And basically, what I figured out I wasn't actually diagnosed with until 5-6 years ago. But I have vascular EDS, hypermobile EDS, dysautonomia, a couple of different kinds of dysautonomia. One of them is POTS. One of them is pure autonomic failure. I have a long list of comorbidities. I said it. Yeah. And anyways, I started getting sick while I'm teaching. The first time when I got sick when I was teaching, I had a TIA while I was teaching in the front of the classroom. And they thought that it was a stroke, but yeah, I had a couple of TIAs because I have hemiplegic migraines. Look those up. Those are not.
That was something that came from the bite as well. Like,
yes.
Part of that.
So, and then I got sick after that. Right before that bite, I had started getting a little bit sick, but that was because I had mono like 4 times. So what was explained to me by the geneticist was between the tick bite and the multiple mono, and I also had a medicine that now is known you can't take when you have EDS or connective tissue disorders. And I had 1 pill of those, and it ended me in the emergency room. Anyways, so epigenetics, like you have all these markers in your body, and then you can absolutely be born and have a full life and nothing gets turned on. But these different things turn on these different epigenetics, and then you're,
Well, that I can't even imagine, going from where you were to like getting that bite, and then all of a sudden, all of these things that are being diagnosed, and I'm sure like doctor's appointments were being scheduled, and like what was it like working with the different doctors and trying to figure out exactly what was going on?
Well, that was a whole entire process, especially where I was, like I said, in
Yeah,
Nebraska.
yeah.
And being one, young,
Hmm.
because I was 30 when it started,
Yeah.
two, looking younger, three, looking like I'm perfectly fine.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, in Nebraska, the fact that I'm Black,
Right.
I was literally just dismissed as having all kinds of different mental disorders.
Mhm.
And finally, I got an allergist. He took allergy testing and was like, "Okay, you can't make yourself allergic to things." So, because that's what they were literally saying at first, that I was making myself have hives and
Right.
anaphylaxis. And I got sent to a specialty hospital, the Jewish National Hospital in Denver,
Mhm.
and that's where they diagnosed me with the mastocytosis slash mast cell activation disorder. And they started me on a medicine, and they were like, "Okay, this is what you have." And then when I got back to Nebraska, they would not start me on the medicine that the specialty hospital had told me that I needed to start
Really?
until I got a psych eval.
Why? That is
Yeah,
insane.
I had to have a full psych eval where they
Before,
tested even my IQ. And fortunately, the lady that did my psych eval did not have preconceived notions. She was just a good, you know,
yeah,
psych
yeah.
doctor. And she was like, "No, she is perfectly fine. And actually, she has a really high IQ." And
But the fact that you would have to go through anything like that, I mean, and especially after you went to Denver and got, that information and like probably referral and everything, the fact that you were still
Mhm.
denied until you went through that, I mean, that's just
Well, in order to get to Denver, I needed to like raise money, and I didn't know how
right.
anything to raise money, and we didn't have any family, and I don't really make friends really easily. I mean, I make friends, I make acquaintances super easily, but
But
people are
still, though, I mean,
anyways. But it was when GoFundMe first started,
hmm.
and my um, brother-in-law at the time
Hmm.
and I made a little GoFundMe, and a long story short, I ended up getting threatening letter in my mailbox at school from teachers that were anonymous saying, "Take down your GoFundMe. Everybody knows you're lying. I'm gonna turn you into the police for fraud."
Wow, what is wrong with it? That's just extreme. I don't even know. I don't even know
So
how
that was before
to
even going to
handle
Denver.
that. Yeah, yeah, right. And then you go to Denver and then you go back and then it's still you have to go through, oh man. And you're trying to, I mean, obviously keep your job and teach, I'm sure like
Because
time.
I mean, teaching is literally my dream job, and I
Yeah.
love it. And
Yeah. And you probably got even more attached to it, right? Like during all of
well,
that extra.
yeah,
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
more attached to teaching every single year because
Yeah.
I specialized in learning disabilities,
Hmm.
ADHD, and autism spectrum disorder. And the longer I taught, I got diagnosed with ADHD when I was in college.
Hmm.
I, from the professor from a the head of the psych department. He asked me, "Well, do you want to try this test out?" I was like, "Sure, I'll take this test." Has anybody ever
Hmm.
told you? But anyways, um, yeah, I just noticed that. Oh wait, I think I might have ASD too.
Hmm.
So I just got really attached to my kids because I literally understood what they were going through.
Exactly. And I mean, a lot of the kids, like, they probably wouldn't get the opportunity to relate to somebody unless, like in your case, you were able to share and go through that with them. I mean, that's got to
Yeah,
be such a big help, I think. So
yeah.
okay, so you're in Nebraska teaching and trying to get these diagnoses, get things done while also
Mhm.
fighting off stigma of like, no, we don't believe you. You're gonna have to go through psych
Mhm.
eval. So how did you kind of break out of that situation and like go forward with like finding medical care maybe that was a little bit.
Well, fortunately, I have always been confident in my research abilities and my intelligence, even though, yeah, I have just always. And so I kept on researching and finding more and more people online in other places that were experiencing the same kind of stuff as I was. So I just fired doctors and found doctors that treated me like a human being.
Which I mean should not be. I mean, you wouldn't think that would be a difficult
Yeah.
thing these days, but it's just like.
But I mean, honestly, it was, if it wasn't for my kids, I probably would have given up.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, absolutely, 100%. Because
yeah.
my ex-husband was not helpful. Like I would faint
Uh-huh.
and be laying on the floor, and my kids would be like, "Oh no, mommy." And my ex-husband would be like, "She's fine. She's faking. Just leave her."
So I mean, so again, you're not being believed that there was something going on. I mean, like that's so just alienating, like that you're going through that while you're also trying. I mean, it's like you're trying to figure out what's going on and how to,
Mhm.
how to cope with it. Maybe if there's treatments
Yeah.
out there, and then you're just getting doubt like constantly. So for your kids, what was that? That had to be really difficult for them to see that you were going through.
Well, yes, but
Yeah.
also my son
Mhm.
didn't remember me any other way.
Okay. So yeah, yeah,
So he's only known this version. It was harder for my daughter because she's just super caring anyways, and she's like was born a mother.
Mhm.
And so it was harder for her because she remembers when she was little and I had all the energy to do all the things all the time because I was always on the go
Mhm.
doing things
Yeah,
with
and you
her.
still are, by the
And
way.
yeah, but um, I mean, I think it made it easier for me to, I always felt bad, but it made it easier for me to keep going, knowing that my son didn't know me any different and he
Yeah,
loved me just how I was. It didn't matter. And he wasn't, he wasn't embarrassed about me. He was like, "Yep, that's my mom.
that's not right. Right.
Yep, yep, my mom just faints sometimes. That's fine."
But I mean, like them growing up in that environment,
Mhm.
feeling like being in a position where they realize, well, it's just you're their mom, and that's not. I mean, it's
Mhm.
still like I think of all the little kids that grow up with parents or people with disabilities kind of in their inner circle, and they have to be able to learn and come away with so much more like caring and
Yeah,
understanding, and I think that's such a like a powerful thing for them to experience, like that everybody's different, and like loved ones are different too, and that's not a bad thing. So like the fact that you were still getting that from quote unquote medical professionals, getting that kind of treatment is just, I mean, that wasn't that long ago. And there's still,
no, 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 it was not that
and
long ago at
many,
all.
many other people too are going through this. So like for someone going through that, like what do you, I know it's hard to give advice on different situations, but like if they're struggling with doctors and looking to get out and figure out what to do, like what would you kind of suggest they try?
Find community.
Yeah.
That was literally my lifeline.
Yeah.
But the online community, like
Right.
other people that I have no idea about who don't know me and what I'm going through, and I saw them experiencing the same symptoms and this and that I did. Some of them were being believed, so that was
Mhm.
helpful.
But I mean, obviously that depends on other intersectional factors that should not be there.
Uh-huh.
But
Uh-huh. Oh,
obviously it's still,
you have no idea. There's a whole there have been whole entire like time and whatever articles about girls, one of them in Nebraska around the same time as me. She was on the Today Show and everything
yeah.
that had less than I had. But yeah. But
Wow.
finding community is everything.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, to be honest, my husband now, because I left, escaped, whatever you want to call
Hmm.
it, in 2018
Hmm.
and moved back home to Alaska with
Uh-huh.
my kids and met my husband now. And I met him thinking he was just going to be a friend and knowing that I was just going to tell this person literally everything.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is.
Right. Right.
If you're going to be my friend, then here you go.
Then here's the list of things you got to know. Yep.
And he actually liked me for me and believed me and didn't question my feelings about things and taught
those are like rare people. I mean,
and taught my son, especially because he was 11 at the time, that that's how it's supposed to be. My daughter at first thought, I remember at first my daughter was like, you ask him to do everything for you. You just make him spoil you. I'm like,
that's not how it works.
No. And he, told her, but more importantly, showed her that no, this is just how you're supposed to be a good human.
And see, like that's such
for people that you love.
Exactly.
You love them for all of them.
Well, and they don't view it as a burden or something they don't want to do, right? Like that's hard for a lot of us to let go of, I think, because that's almost all we've known. And to find someone that's not that way, you're just like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I still feel, that burden mentality, and it takes time to get out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried to push him away. Oh boy, did I try to push him away?
Yeah.
And I tried to tell him, no, you don't want this.
Right. Exactly.
I'm like, I know I'm pretty, thanks, but you don't want all of this because I'm just going to get worse. Remember that?
True. Right. But no, that's amazing that you were able to, you weren't even necessarily looking for that, right? And then
I really feel that's the only time that you ever find anybody is when you're not looking.
That's very true. I think you're totally right. Like put yourself into,
when you find the right person.
Put yourself what you're passionate about and put yourself into that. And then, if it's sort of meant to be, then it's that person will hopefully show up. So I feel like that's probably really good advice. It's just stop expecting and looking for it, and it'll show up.
And be yourself all of the time.
Always,
be 100% yourself 100% of the time.
Exactly. And that's not always easy either, I think, for some people. But once you find,
I think for a lot of people, it's not easy. I don't know how not to be. So
fair,
but I recognize that for the majority of people, that's really hard.
Yeah. Yep. I totally agree. Yeah. Well, that's so great though, that you and your family and your now husband, all of that growth almost is happening with everybody. And to me, that also kind of rubs off on anyone else kind of around your circle, right? They will hopefully learn some things too. More understanding, less stigma, all of that kind of stuff. So that's
you find out who your real friends are or not. I literally, when we were in Alaska, I didn't have any in-person friends, but I met people online and that lived around, that lived close by.
Yeah.
And they were super supportive, and they would even leave, baskets for me on,
nice.
on our porch, and they would do all of the things, and they would help rally. We got in where we had no money, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, and she volunteered to get to rally people around to get us, gift cards for the grocery store and stuff. I'm like, and I literally met these people, online, some of them once and some of them once.
Yeah. That's really cool though. So what was kind of did you jump right into one social media place, or how did you first kind of start forming your community?
I was on Facebook, but that was just my personal.
Yeah.
And Facebook just got but COVID, I went on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I used TikTok dances as my physical therapy.
Yeah.
Because they were really short. And it still had to do with coordination. And that's one of the things that I lost. I used to be a dancer. I was a dancer.
Yeah.
I grew up being a dancer and I taught dance. Anyways, but so TikTok was main for a while.
Yeah.
And then it got too overwhelming for me, and TikTok kept on trying to push me out to a certain audience.
Right.
Which was not the audience I was looking for.
Yeah.
Because every single time I posted anything on TikTok, I have to appeal it because it always
Seriously?
it always
Whoa.
it always says that I'm violating community guidelines,
Why?
sexuality and nudity.
Okay.
But I
That's
appeal it and it goes through every time. But
yeah.
every single post.
Does that still happen? Do you still have to do that? Why? Well, and then why did you think when it was going to get like there were rumors of TikTok being banned, right, in the US or whatever
Yeah.
too? Like what was that? Like did you in your
I
mind were you
mean
like I got to find
at
something?
that point when TikTok was starting
Yeah.
to that part, I was like, that at that point in time I had curated my Instagram
Mm-hmm.
so well. Like my Instagram is I figured out how to totally delete a few years ago, like delete all my everything settings. And then I purposely made it like this are the
Yeah.
only things that I'm going to like. These are the only kinds of things I'm going to save. These are the only kinds of things I'm going to share. Everything that makes me happy
Right.
because I was so mad.
Well,
I
and then
hate
like
all
that
of the ickiness in the world.
those algorithms too, like you almost have to watch every single little thing that you even click on or that you view or like
Yes.
it like encompasses everything. And so it's like I've even noticed on mine one day I randomly liked some other kind of topic and the next day it's totally the
Yeah.
suggestions aren't right and
Mhm.
it's so weird. Yeah. So basically you started from the ground up on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like this
Well,
is what I want.
and I changed my name.
Yeah.
I started with other names and
Okay.
then I found here is my cutie origin story.
Yes, that's what I want.
So I found, do you know Color Me Courtney?
Kind of heard of it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's so freaking cute. Like
Yeah.
so cute, and so cute.
So
And
wait, is that a current like Instagram or on social
influencer.
media? Okay, gotcha.
She's an influencer.
I knew I'd
Yes.
heard her.
Look her up. She's
Yeah.
freaking adorable. And she's so cute and so positive
Hmm.
and body positive without being like, I hate, like toxic
Hmm.
positivity, which is
Right.
very hard. There's toxic positivity, and in the influencer world, they're but she's just all positive. She's just all love and like. Anyways, okay. So I was like, she is so cute, and I can be, I can do this.
Hmm.
And she did something, about like just post it or something. I was like,
Hmm.
okay, I can do this. I could do this. And I was
Hmm.
like, I need a different name though, because I told you I had different names.
Yeah, yeah.
And my ex-husband used to yell at me or scold me for being cute. He
That
said that I weaponized my cuteness and I was cute on purpose to manipulate. And I would literally be crying, like, I'm sorry. I can't help that I'm cute. I'm not trying.
yeah.
And I had just started using my cane because my physical therapist challenged me. That's another story to use it every day. And I'm really good at making nicknames and stuff like that and
Hmm.
names of places. And Cutie with cane. I'm like, yeah, stick that in your face. I am
Now
cute.
now it is a weapon. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. Like when you have that kind of connection to your kind of social media personality, I think that adds like a lot of depth. Like it has direct connection to like your experience and everything, but it's also really catchy. Like it sticks out like really well.
Thank you.
And so like I know you try to bring in the cane in a lot of your videos. So like
Mhm.
what is your approach to like I don't know using canes as a mobility aid, but like also customizing it where it's like a stylized thing that's part of you in a way, like your expression.
So in January of 21
Hmm.
or two, one of those. Nope, not two. One, January of 21.
Hmm.
I broke we were at a New Year's party and I danced and ended up breaking my left foot, even though it was broken. A lot of times with EDS, we have injuries and we don't notice that it's
Hmm.
bad as it is. So I just kept on dancing on it. Anyways, 3 days later, I went to the emergency room and yeah, it was broken. And it was my left foot. And I was like, it's because the universe wants to get me off on the right foot.
That's one way to put it. That's
after I had been seeing the same physical therapist. She's an awesome, amazing person. For all the years that I was there, and after I got to the point where I could just use a cane because I wanted for my foot. I told her that I used it one day and I just seemed to have more energy or something like that. And she was like, you know what? I am going to give you a challenge. Why don't you use it every day for a week straight? No matter how you're feeling, like whether it's a good pain day or a bad pain day or anything like that, just use it. I was like, okay. And I came back to her and I'm like, oh my gosh, life changing. Why? Why does this work? And she said, because I'm not depending on the cane.
Mhm.
I am literally using it as another leg when my body needs to. My body, I found out that I was able to be up and about twice as long. And she said it's because my body is not always using that energy to balance out and to, all of that. And my body will naturally use the cane more when I don't need it and less when I do, well, however.
And then I would think that would help with like some maybe anxiety or worrying, like, am I going to need it? Well, if it's there already, then maybe you don't worry so much about.
Well, on that part,
Yeah.
It did help with the fact that, when I didn't have it and I would be like wonky, I got mistaken for being drunk a lot.
Well, that had to be fun.
Now people didn't think that I was drunk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or if I needed to sit down, they didn't like question, oh, she's just being pushy. They're like, oh, okay, yeah. And people are so much nicer to me. It was nice just having it.
Yeah.
But I just think now that I'm in the city and I have more independence, I would like to get a rollator. That's my next nice dream.
Yeah.
Because then I could be up and around for even longer and I could walk for longer.
So what will you create? I could almost see you creating like another branch of your social media, like following this cutie with the rollator or something along those lines. Yeah. Yeah. That it is the thing too. Like sometimes those mobility aids, like people think that it's a limitation, but it's actually something that gives us more freedom.
So much freedom.
More independence. Yeah. It's mind blowing how much of a difference like it makes. Like my power chair.
I loved hiking. I had stopped hiking and I'm able to go hike again with my cane. Like
Yep, it just goes right with you now. Yeah. That's really cool. No, I'm always like interested when you have videos and everything with your cane in it too, and it's just like that's it's like a really positive thing. It's like part of you and your life experience and everything now. So it becomes kind of an extension of you basically. So
that's exactly how I see it because it's part of me and how I move around the world. Like I don't use it in my apartment because there's walls and things
to
hold on to, or if I get and for right now my EDS is stable enough that I'm not falling apart all of the time. It will get worse. That's part of the reason that I follow so many people, primary wheelchair users, because I like to study because eventually I know I will be.
Yeah. Well, I can give you pointers on some of those things that you may need to know. But yeah, you're right. That's also one of the cool things about social media too, is like you see that like disability is not a spectrum, right? Like it's everything from, like maybe a limp to a power chair. And I think that's also a really cool thing to know that it's this entire, group of diverse people that have different needs.
Well, I mean, if it wasn't for social media, I would have thought that my next level would be a wheelchair that I, power myself.
Yeah.
But after seeing because my elbows and my shoulders and my fingers are, so I'm going to need a power chair. Right. So that's why like people like you and Lolo, Lolo Spencer. She's another really awesome creator. Oh my gosh, she's so good. Okay.
Yeah.
Follow her. She's amazing. Yeah. And she's also an actress.
See, and that's another thing too. Is like you get to see what other people are doing like that.
I started following her before she's in that what is that show with the girls in college college girls. Is that what it is? I don't remember. Oh, I'm gonna remember.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's a movie on it's on Hulu now. Bob Trevino likes it.
Okay.
That.
I'll check that one out too. There's a lot. I mean, like it's nice to see a progression of film and like art coming out now with so many. I mean, there's a long way to go to get, like
Oh my
all
gosh.
participation in there, but
Yeah.
we see some examples and that's like, yes, now we can hold on to that and be like,
well, it's also just the example of people using mobility aids and people with disabilities and it not being part of the freaking story. Like, oh, we have to know what their whole entire life story is of how they're and why they're in this, like, no, it's just, this is how it is.
Yeah. And you
because
focus
that's how people are.
On the character, not on the disability.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a concept too. Like they're not the villains now always, right? Like that was another thing. It seemed like there was always a push to have a person with a disability, like Dr. Evil.
Like Mr. Glass.
Yeah. Or Dr. Evil, I think, wasn't it? In Austin Powers.
I have the genetic marker for osteogenesis imperfecta.
Okay.
My geneticist has a theory that I don't have, you have to have 2 in order to have the full blown osteogenesis imperfecta. And they used to always think that if you don't have 2, then you don't have it at all. But my geneticist was like, theory, obviously only, but I think that's part of your problem.
Yeah.
Like that would make much more sense than no, that part of your genes doesn't count at all.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, there are some examples of people in the media now that are doing some cool stuff that way.
Yes. And they're
so
it makes me happy.
Yeah, it's really good to see. Like social media for me too has been like this amazing thing because I didn't know that many people with disabilities, or anything at all. So I grew up in this small little town, like my graduating class was 64 people, I'm curious when you moved to Hawaii, like if you could talk a little bit about how you built your care team there and like where things are like with them. Has it made a really big difference? Do you have like an idea of what, really works for you?
I'm still doing that.
Okay.
My cardiologist in Alaska and my EDS doctor in Alaska, they were the ones that pretty much established all of my medicines and the medical care and treatment that I need. I know what I need in order to function.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it came to Hawaii, months before it came to Hawaii, I made an appointment with, an allergist, and I made an appointment with a PCP because those are the 2 most important, and kind of just went from there. But I'm kind of also teaching my PCP. Part of the reason she's amazing is because she just listens and sees all of these things that I'm diagnosed with and the medicines that I'm taking, which back up the diagnosis.
Right.
And doesn't say, are you sure you have this? Because I still got that a lot. You would not believe how much I still got that. But anyway,
yes.
Wow. So I'm still in the process of trying to establish all of the services that I need in order to be the best I can be. Like when I first got here, I had all my treatments and everything. So when I first got here, I was able to go out and around and everywhere and do everything. So I was able to you could really tell, and it really showed that having this weather made everything so much easier for me. But as the months gone by, the farther away I am from certain treatments and stuff, and I'm just trying to get back there. I'm trying to get back there slowly but surely.
Well, I mean, at least you have doctors that are willing to actually listen and work with you as more of like someone on the same level.
My TCP is amazing. She says, okay, where do you need me to send you?
That has to be so, I don't know, so refreshing compared to the other for sure. And so that still is going on though. Like, do you have doctors there that are kind of still doubting you or?
No.
Okay. Well,
that's the nice thing.
Yeah.
But because it's Hawaii and it's a small island,
yeah,
it's hard to get in Like I scheduled an appointment with a neurologist. I scheduled last year and it's not until December this year or October.
Wait times. Yeah, that's a while.
And there was a dysautonomia clinic and specialist here in Hawaii. And right where I live, and that's part of the reason I went to the system.
I was going to say that's
into.
probably a reason that you moved there.
Yeah, he left.
Oh, nice.
Well, and they closed down there.
Wow. Okay.
Well, within months of me.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Well,
so
that was.
I'm having to educate. They're like, well, everybody just gets it established through their PCP. And so I'm having to help educate my PCP. Okay, these are what I need, and this is what's going on.
But also, I would imagine like once your PCP kind of is familiar with your situation and everything, though, that would probably help at that point.
Yeah.
Like to reach out to all the other clinics or whoever else you need to. Yeah. It's a weird dynamic with, and like every single state, like it's just, you don't know what issues you're going to get. It seems like it's weird. Yeah.
But you absolutely positively have to research, and you can't just move anywhere. We can't just move anywhere.
Right. And that's that's a whole other barrier when there's already like more than enough other things to deal with, but you still have to research like that. So yeah. Oh, well, I feel like we could go all kinds of different directions, but we should probably plan a follow-up episode, honestly, because there's enough content. But for tonight, like tonight, my time, kind of the final question, when you are kind of trying to get away or like escape anything that's kind of going on with, health frustrations or whatever, like what's kind of your passion thing to just jump right into just because you enjoy it and helps you kind of escape from reality?
Dancing and singing and being silly on Snapchat. I amuse myself way too much on Snapchat.
Well, with like filters for your different, there you go.
Like I'll just be like really sad and not having, because I have major depressive disorder. So I get really super sad. I'm always sad. I have a sad soul, but a happy heart. And I like to go and do whatever I don't like the new AI filters. I like the old school, like real, like silly Snapchat filters. And I'll just video myself being silly and then watch it and I laugh
and you
at
feel
myself.
Better. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm so stupid.
No, I feel that. I definitely have I've played around with some filters and been like, that is hilarious. I'm just gonna, run with it. Or like I like going on like the some of the AI generators and like playing with like, we'll make this in a Pixar style Disney cartoon or
that's cool.
Like a comic book type thing. I don't know. It's that kind of stuff it's like kind of silly, but it helps.
No, it's fun.
Helps. Yeah.
Anything that you do that makes your heart happy, that helps.
Right.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Even like a momentary thing that's just, for a few seconds you're feeling better. It's worth it, I think. Yeah. Well, that's very cool. And I know that you and I talked about some Gandalf related memes, but I'm not going to spoil any other details yet until it's done. So yeah. Awesome. Well, I sure appreciate
out about that.
Yes, me too. I sure appreciate the time, Luana. And I do think we could have another follow episode of if you're interested, because I feel like so many directions we could go with different topics. But yeah, it's really great to, I know we've kind of chatted and stuff back and forth for a while, and I have a Chewbacca mask that some people may have seen. So yeah, that's good.
I want to see it.
Yes, I'll bring it out again. Yeah, great. Well, I sure appreciate it, and thank you so much.